play. So let's get straight into it. We're going to get straight into the content. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is TeflonJohn. I have a brand called I Am TeflonJohn. Also have a brand called Bulletproof Workouts, and where my goal is just change the world one person at a time by provoking thought. I just want to make you think. So through motivational speaking, podcasts, videos, whatever I can do, my job is just to try to make you think, right? So tonight's motivational story time episode is called The Lion at the Zoo, right? The Lion at the Zoo. And this story takes place in, in a fictional country or whatever, in a fictional setting. So you have this wild jungle that's isolated in this country, and it's near a border, right? Where there's another country. And what happens is you have all these animals in the jungle in this like Lion King type settings, right? Where they interact with each other, where they talk to each other. And so within this community, there's these lions, right? So you have this older lion who's king, and you have like a middle lion, who's his son, and you have like a baby lion, right? And so the middle lion is looking up to his father like, hey, look, it seems like when everybody gets older, like they want to go to the other side. They want to cross the border and be with the humans. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to eventually be with the humans. And his dad's trying to explain to him that, hey, look, everything's not what it seems. You know what I'm saying? You really don't want to cross over there. You really want to stay over here because this is where you were meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Now keep in mind that there's a baby cub that's watching all of this, right? So eventually, just being old, the older lion dies, right? And the middle lion grows up to be king. So what he does is he actually goes and explores other parts of that country. And what he realizes is he takes the baby cub and he gets to the border and he's like, look, I'm going over here to be with the humans. It seems like things are better over here. You know, they come in, they feed you and they give you, they give you attention. They come and visit you, right? So basically what he did not know was he was going to a zoo, right? The humans were actually capturing the lions and the gorillas and all these good, animals and taking them and putting them in the zoo. But from their perspective, they couldn't see that. It looked like everything was better because they were getting so much attention, right? And so what happens is this lion, he ends up crossing the border and the baby cub lion stays. So he crosses the border, right? And never comes back. They never see him, right? So the baby lion grows up. You know what I'm saying? The baby lion learns to rule his country. He teaches his people, teaches the other lions. He tells him the stories that the older lion that died told him. And then he begins to tell about the middle lion that became king and left and went away. And he was telling him how story or legend has it that if you go to the other side, it's better for you. But I've never tried, But at this point, the lions are respected, and his goal is to go over there during a time where there's some downtime, where he's not going to be seen by the humans, right? And so what happens is he eventually goes over there, and this has been like 10, 15 years. He eventually goes over there and he sees, just like the picture in the background, he sees that older lion that he looked up to in a cage. Sees him in a cage and he visits him and he's talking to him and he notices that he's very different. He doesn't have the power. He doesn't have the energy. He doesn't have that essence that made him the king of the jungle, right? So he's talking to him and then, the lion tell him, no, I'm good here. I don't want to come back. I'm good here. This is my home. And the young cub that became the king now is trying to tell him, look, come back here. I've made it better for us. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, no, I'm fine. I'm good. And so this lion goes back home, rules his country. Now going back to the lion that's actually at the zoo. So eventually the zoo gets shut down and the cages open up, right? And the lion just lays there, just how he is in the picture. He just lays there. Just lays there. He never leaves the actual cage. So tonight's moral of the story is, are you the lion at the zoo? Right? Now realize lions were never meant to be caged animals. They were meant to rule the jungle, right? They were meant to have dominion over the jungle. They were meant to be one of the most ferocious beasts there were. But because he was taken out of his habitat, right? Because he was taken out of where he was meant to be, because he was taken out of where he was called to be, it killed what was on the inside of him, and it placed him in a cage. So with the point when the opportunity for freedom came for him to leave, he didn't go anywhere because that which was inside of him had died. So what I want to ask you is, are you stuck in a situation now that has killed what was inside of you, that has killed your dreams, your goals, your drive, your ambition? Are you in a situation that has killed all hope inside of you, to where even when there's a little glimpse of freedom or the window of opportunity to leave, you stay in there? And I'm talking about that dead-end job you're on. I'm talking about that bad relationship that you know you should leave. I'm talking about that situation where you're sitting at home every day instead of working on that business idea, instead of working on that mission. Are you the lion at the zoo? You know what I'm saying? Are your ambitions dying because you were meant to do greater than what you were doing, but you're in the wrong place? And part of that issue with that lion in the zoo is he was taken out of his habitat. The most ferocious beast, the most feared beast in the jungle, was limited to being someone else's entertainment, being fed by a human, when he could eat whatever he wanted, when he wanted to. So what I want to ask you is, are you the lion at the zoo? Is it something that you should be doing? Is it somewhere you should be at? But because you're out of place or you're stuck to a situation that you weren't meant to be in, is it killing that which is inside of you, right? Some people get to the age where they're like, man, I'm too old to go after this dream, or I'm too old to do this. No, you just become the lion at the zoo because of your surroundings, because of your habitat, because of the people that you're around. That which was inside of you has died. Now look at the lion. He's in the zoo. He looks sad. He looks pathetic. But then when you go on National Geographic, you see lions roaring. They're chasing down zebras and gazelles, and they're ripping the flesh open. Why? Because they're in the place they were called to be. So are you in the place that God called you to be? And sometimes this issue here, right, being out of place, not being where you're supposed to be, not being connected to the people that you're supposed to be connected with, not being in the environment that you're supposed to be in, will lead to frustration, because in your heart, you know that there's more for you. In your heart, you know that you desire greater. But because you're in that situation, some people know it's time to leave their job, but because it's their comfort zone and because they're familiar with it, they stay. Seriously, they stay. I want you to drop a comment, right? Drop a comment if you know somebody or if you are the lion in the zoo. Seriously, drop a comment, because at one point I was the lion in the zoo. You know what I'm saying? I worked somewhere where I knew it was time to go. You know what I'm saying? When I was there, God downloaded all the information, all the training, all the experience that he wanted to give me, and boom, it was time to go. But you know what? I got familiar with the surroundings. I started decorating the cell. And what I mean by decorating the cell is when someone is getting locked up for like a month or two, you don't go in there just to decorate the cell and get your stuff straight, because you know you're coming out of there. But sometimes in these situations, we decorate the cell like we're going to be in there forever, and we know it's not right. We know that we're not supposed to be in there. You know what I'm saying? We know we're not supposed to be in there, but because it becomes familiar, because we know what to deal with, because we know the expectations, because it makes us comfortable, right? We don't have to do anything. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Mark, thank you. Cage mindset. You know what I'm saying? I had that cage mindset at one point because I knew that, you know what I'm saying, it was easier for me to stay where I was than to meet that challenge. And sometimes in order to get where you need to be in life, sometimes in order to get where you need to go, you got to embrace that challenge. Now, true indeed, the lion was getting fed and he became somebody else's entertainment, and he was in the cage and he was locked in to the point to where when the cage went open, he didn't leave. How many people do you know that are in abusive relationships? How many people do you know that are in dead-end jobs that when another job opportunity comes, they don't even seek after it? After complaining, you know what I'm saying? After being beat, after being cursed, after being disrespected, when the opportunity comes for them to leave, they don't leave because they have become familiar with that caged environment, that caged mindset, the lion in the zoo. And this is really, like I said, more or less thought provoking than motivation, because I want you to think The situation that you're in, right? If you don't like your job, if you don't like the relationship in here, if you don't like your status in life right now, right? The difference between you and that lion is he was in a real zoo, right? But you're in a figurative zoo, right? You know what I'm saying? So you're in a mental zoo that where you can leave, you can come and go as you please, but you just have to activate that mindset. You know what I'm saying? You just need to activate that state of mind to where you're going to get it done. And so what I want to live to you guys, man, is like, I love doing this motivational stuff. I love getting everybody hyped, but I want you to think, are you the lion in the zoo? Is it something that you should be doing right now? Right? Is it something that you should be doing right now, but you're not due to that cage mindset? You're not due to you being trapped in the wrong environment. You're not because you're not where God called you to be. Think about it. When he was in the jungle, chasing gazelles, chasing down zebras, you know what I'm saying? Commanding, running his country. But in the zoo, he had to eat when somebody else fed him. And that's another point too I want to make. When you fail to go after your dreams, right? When you fail to invest in your dreams, every time you hit that punch, every time you punch the clock, every time you log into your payroll, guess what? You're investing in someone else's dream, whether you like it or not. So you might as well go ahead and invest in yours. Don't be like the lion in the zoo. Don't become so familiar with the surroundings. Don't become so familiar with the bad environment that at the moment of freedom, when that window of opportunity opens, you cease to go after it. Don't be like that. Do not be like that. Be like the young cub that watched and learned from other people, and he stayed. The young cub knew by looking like there's something wrong. Like, we're not meant to be over there. You know what I'm saying? We're meant to make this situation better for us. He knew that it was something wrong to the point where he waited until the humans were gone because he knew, like, you weren't meant to be here. It hurt him to see that his king caged up. How many kings and queens do you see caged up every day mentally with this love and hip hop state of mind? You know what I'm saying? This caged up mindset. You know what I mean? Yeah, Martre, that's a great point. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. How many people do you know that are on the edge of greatness, but they've adopted this fixed mindset? You know what I mean? They say that the average person dies when they're about 18 or 19, but they're not buried till they're 65 or 70. And what they're saying is they stop dreaming at that age. The minute you stop dreaming, the minute you don't have a vision, you begin to perish. Your vision, your goal can really redirect the way you think, can redirect the decisions that you make. But not having a goal is like getting up and getting in your car with no destination. You're just wasting gas. And eventually you're going to burn out and end up somewhere you had no place being. You know what I'm saying? Really, you're going to burn out and end up someplace that you had no place being. And I'm just being real with you. I'm just being real. You're going to burn out and be someplace that you had no place being. So tonight's video, the lion in the zoo, I want you to ask that question. Is that you? Are you the lion in the zoo? And what I want you to do as homework is share this video privately in somebody's messenger that really needs to hear this. You know what I'm saying? Share it privately to them in their messenger. Because if you look at it, man, we got a lot of people dying because they're the lion in the zoo. Yeah. If the lion was not in the zoo, right? There's people that he's supposed to be protecting. There's people that he's supposed to be helping. There's things that he should be doing. But because he's out in the zoo, because he's out of his realm, because he's out of his habitat, because he's not where God called him to be, it puts a lot of people at stake. People are losing their lives. People are losing their jobs because they fail to go after what they want to go after, and they adopt this caged mindset. So I'm not going to hold you guys long. Like I said, that was this week's Storytime Motivation, the lion in the zoo. And I want you to ask the question, is that you? And if not, if you know somebody, motivate them, inspire them. You know what I'm saying? And with all this depression going around, all this suicide, your goal is to inspire 3 people and compliment 3 people. That's your homework for tomorrow, and that's your goal. Inspire 3 people, compliment 3 people, because you never know what someone's going through. And what I want you to do is pretend like they went through things that you went through in life, And I want you to pretend like you are them at that point where you needed somebody to talk to. And you just go by and give them just a word of encouragement, 2 or 3 words. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. I want you to drop a comment if you enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I'm really going to come through. And like now, I like to make the announcement that Bulletproof Radio is going to be the home of hip hop, R&B, and motivation. Is coming soon. Something that I'm working on. I'm going to be shaping my content a little different. I'm going to be bringing back my daily or every other day just moments of encouragement. I'm going to be doing my point and shoot videos going to YouTube. So if you haven't already, go to YouTube and subscribe to The Art of Reinvention. You know what I'm saying? We have more episodes of the talk show coming up. We have more podcasts coming up. And like I said, I'm just proud to announce that coming soon is Bulletproof Radio, the home of hip hop, R&B, and motivation. I'm going to be collaborating with local artists. We're going to have countdowns on there. We're going to have live interviews. We're going to have podcasts, broadcasting on there. So look, it's going down. But look, I appreciate everyone that's supporting me. I appreciate it because you could be anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with me on your phone, on your device. But look, I just appreciate all your support. Much love. And like I said, man, when it comes to being the lion at the zoo, don't let that be you. And if it is, let's break out the cage at the first moment of opportunity. And look, and if you're having trouble, right? Hey, what's up, Keisha? If you're having trouble, right, breaking out of that cage, inbox me. Let's come up with a strategy on how you can get out that cage and stop being the lion at the zoo. So like I said, man, I always end these videos. I want you to have a powerful rest of the week. I want you to have a powerful weekend. Go see Avengers Endgame. I'm going to see it Saturday. So look, have a powerful, wonderful, blessed weekend on purpose. Decide tonight that you're going to have a great tomorrow. Decide tonight that you're going to have a great tomorrow. And as I always say, one love, be blessed.